As a profession, agriculture is kind of looked down on by a lot of people. As a Filipino, for me, like my grandma was like, you went to law school and now you're working on a farm. I'm a third-gen American, and like growing food has been able for me to reconnect with my heritage. A lot of food that I grew up eating grows well here. Like melitons growing there, chayotes is what we call them in the Philippines. I think having that connection back to your culture is really important. And I think a lot of people want to get reconnected back to their culture, regardless of what kind of culture it is. And a lot of times, food is a very essential part of people's culture, and understanding how to grow that food is a very easy way to kind of engulf yourself in that. My name is Dimitri Celis. I'm the programs manager at Recirculating Farms. We're a food justice nonprofit, and we operate a community garden and urban farm here in Central City. And this is kind of just our community garden growing education space. The wisdom of people that have passed kind of guides our work here. Like one of our main tenets here is that we practice regenerative agriculture, whereas understanding how to grow food that is in line with the ecosystems around us. And I think to practice that form of regenerative agriculture also means acknowledging that it's like an ancient practice that's rooted in like indigenous history and indigenous knowledge. That sort of wisdom of interacting with the earth and the plants and animals around us guides how we understand how to steward the land. I also understand that like that form of agriculture is kind of not the conventional way of growing in this country, and a lot of agriculturalists that practice sustainable ag and regenerative ag kind of get pushed back from that. And I think addressing that pushback and standing as a force against that pushback, I kind of get wisdom from like my own ancestors as a Filipino, and how they had to overcome all the obstacles of colonialism. That kind of guides me in standing up against those that don't like this form of practice. At the very end of the day, we're all visitors here and we don't own anything. So that kind of guides, like, we're visitors to the space, we're visitors to the land, we don't own the land. We manage the land, but we manage it for the sake of the people around us and for the sake of the environment. And understanding land stewardship means stewarding the land in a way where it would be productive in perpetuity, that like whoever is able to do this later on, years from now, understand that this place exists to grow food for people and it's productive. To extend that analogy, I guess, with like urban agriculture, we also have to talk about how spaces like this remain in urban places in perpetuity. Making sure that the community that uses this remains in this neighborhood. So fighting back against displacement, the rising costs of living, Airbnbs, that kind of is a very broad understanding of like growing in perpetuity, not just for the land, but for the people, and for the people that have been, the communities that have been living here for generations and centuries. The bravery of a lot of younger people to kind of speak out against injustice motivates me to continue doing this work. It's a very introductory way to how to like go against the control matrix, instead of having someone grow the food for you. Like you're getting away from the corporate power, getting away from the industrial food system, and actually regaining power in how you grow your food and where your food comes from. Not all farmers might have the same political viewpoints, but there's common ground, and just like we might not believe in everything, but we all do believe that we shouldn't have a globalized industrial food system. I think we all saw that after COVID. The whole world shut down and there was something on the shelves. I think that opened up the mind that the food system we have right now is not well. I would envision at least a future where the food system here is a lot more localized, where we're not reliant on these like corporations that don't care about our interests. I think a lot of times people sleep on the South and they think that we're just like a lost cause. There's a lot of power in the South, but I think it's just been historically kind of like disconnected on purpose. And I think we have a lot in common here. Food is always a good way to kind of bring together diverse people that might not have similar opinions on a lot of other things, but also have a common denominator agreement that we can all start with,